What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Norway's biggest amusement park, Tusenfryd. I actually had no idea that Norway had a famous amusement park. Americans love amusement parks. There are amusement parks all over the United States. So I thought it'd be interesting to learn about how a big Norwegian amusement park kind of compares to amusement parks I've been to in the United States. I feel like in Norway, it's kind of funny. It's like most people who visit Norway are probably there to see the amazing nature and the wilderness and the hiking and the fjords. And the amusement park probably doesn't get all that much love and attention, so I want to give it a little attention today. So it's called Tusenfryd, meaning thousand joys, or common daisy? That's cool. It's an amusement park at Vinterbro, Norway, 20 kilometers south of Oslo. 20 kilometers south of Oslo. Let me pull up the map here. Oh yeah, this is really southern Norway. Oh man, it's so close to Oslo. Like, that is so close to Oslo. Yeah, oh my gosh, right there. 20 kilometers away. So if you go to Oslo, like many people do, many tourists, you can easily stop at Tusenfryd if you want to, if you're into amusement parks and rides. Are Norwegians, like, into amusement parks? Do Norwegians enjoy Tusenfryd? I imagine a lot do, and I believe it's the biggest, most popular amusement park and theme park in all of Norway. So I have this little video here that's going to explain what the park looks like and all of the fun rides and amenities and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see what Tusenfryd has to offer.
Tusenfryd is home to 8 roller coasters. I had the opportunity to visit for my first time in fall of 2022. As you can imagine, with Norway being so north, it does get rather cold here. This means that Tusenfryd has a fairly short operating season.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. Like, I forget how Norway has to accommodate for the changing temperature and the colder weather. Like, man, so the amount of time that Tusenfryd can be open for good weather, like warmer weather, is not very long in Norway. That's so interesting. I never even think about that stuff because amusement parks are open for a pretty long season in the United States. I guess we're kind of lucky in that way.
Definitely the best time to come here would be the summer, but we made the most out of our visit. Yep. I had heard mixed things about the park. A lot of people saying it's just okay, but I actually had a really good time here, a really great experience, despite the weather certainly not being on our side, as you can.
Typical Norwegian weather, raining, a little cold, but that's okay. The narrator says they had a great time at Tusenfryd.
You can see here it was pouring rain at times, but thanks to low crowds, we had no problem at all doing all the big attractions we wanted to.
Yes.
So in this review, I'm going to tell you all about our different experiences, walk you through the different attractions, and give some recommendations so you can know what to expect when you go visit here.
I mean, just looking at it from the clips he has shown so far, it looks like any good amusement park that I've seen in the United States. It seems to have roller coasters and rides and everything you want.
Now, the first thing worth mentioning is, of course, location. Tusenfryd is located south of Oslo. It's actually a really pretty drive to get to the park, and it's hooked in with the transit system, so we just took a bus. Was not difficult at all.
That's Norwegian public transportation wins again over the United States. You can just take public transportation to Tusenfryd. Like, that's so simple, but not really something you can do in the America, funny enough.
Dropped you right off at the front entrance. And what a cool first impression the park makes. You have the front entrance, the big Tusenfryd sign, and then the Norwegian loop of Speed Monster in the background.
Oh, is this a famous roller coaster in the background? Speed Monster. Is it Halloween? Yeah, they have a bunch of Halloween decorations. That's not there all year, I'm guessing. But it is good. It's funny, though, with the ghost and the pumpkins, and I like it.
Speed Monster is what you could argue is the park's signature coaster.
Okay.
It's a hydraulic launch coaster by Intamin. I'd best classify it as like family thrill. Not too extreme, even though it includes a couple of inversions. There will eventually be a full separate review of this attraction, so stay tuned for that.
I love it. It actually looks perfect for me. I don't mind that this roller coaster is the main attraction. I like roller coasters. I don't need it to be the biggest, tallest roller coaster ever. I don't need that to be happy. So this ride actually looks perfect for me, personally. So I like it. Perfect height with some loops and, yeah, some hills. It's good.
After you pass through the turnstiles, you're greeted with a set of escalators to take you up to the top of this hill. This is something you're going to notice pretty quickly with Tusenfryd, is that this is a terrain park. So you have to go up to get to the main core of the layout, and then during some other points, you're then going to go back down to the bottom.
That's actually really cool. I have never seen an escalator in an American amusement park, ever. Like that, they're kind of making the Norwegian terrain work in their favor. It's kind of cool how the amusement park is built on several hills or different landscapes, and you need an escalator. I actually think that's really unique.
So you're definitely going to get your steps in here. Be prepared to do some uphill and downhill walking.
Okay.
But I love going up these escalators because you go right through the Norwegian loops. The view of the coaster all around you is really cool. And if for whatever reason you can't take an escalator, let's say you have a stroller or something, there is a long windy path that you can take instead of the escalator so you can go up to the top. But you have a small cute plaza up here, including like a carousel. You see Hurry Hurry in the background. That's one of the newest coasters in the park. It opened in 2022.
It looks like there's a lot of wooden roller coasters. Wooden roller coasters are still pretty popular in the United States, but every amusement park in America seems to have the next biggest, most crazy, tall, steel, metal roller coaster. Like, that's the new thing. But I enjoy, and most Americans enjoy a good wooden roller coaster as well, even if it does shake you around a little bit. That's kind of part of the experience.
Just a little small spinning coaster from Zamperla. You also get a view of Thunder Coaster to your left.
Yeah.
This is a Vekoma wind coaster with Gravity Group Timberliner trains. This was the last Vekoma wind coaster I needed. I've already done Robin Hood as well as Loop Guru at the Wallaby Parks. I didn't really like either of them, but this one was by far the best.
Nice.
It actually had some really great moments of airtime. This actually ended up being my favorite coaster in the park when we went. Later in the day,
his favorite roller coaster in Tusenfryd was a wooden roller coaster. That's interesting.
We had the opportunity to climb the lift hill after the park closed. Up top, you just got a beautiful view of some of the other attractions in the park, the mountains in the background, all the pretty trees. That was probably my favorite part about going in fall, is you can see all the yellow and orange leaves. It was beautiful.
Yeah, again, the advantage of being a amusement park in Norway is the surrounding area is pretty beautiful. Even if it is a forest, that's much more beautiful than most of the amusement parks in America are just like built on empty plots of land.
But I think that's easily one of the best views in the park. If you continue down to the left past Thunder Coaster, you'll be greeted with this long, windy path that'll take you down to the bottom where we have a couple cool attractions. So first up is the Thor's Hammer Dark Ride, and the location of this ride alone is amazing. It's basically nestled into the rockwork. Like, not fake rockwork for a theme park, like an actual rock wall.
What? They actually built a Thor-themed ride or adventure where you go into a real cave. In America, this would be a fake cave, for sure. This is a real cave?
So already, they're setting the stage for this Viking theme that they have as part of this plaza.
Yeah.
And it just works so well. We did a tour of this dark ride, and you can really see all of the different theming elements that they fit in. It's a mix of practical sets as well as screens. It felt like something...
Oh, that's awesome, and I love when Norway... I think, especially like as an American, I kind of enjoy when Norway leans into the Viking kind of thing. This is great. And the Thor mythical god thing, you know, mythology.
Something you'd see outside of a regional theme park. So definitely an unexpected plus there.
Cool.
Right next to Thor's Hammer, we have two water rides. The first is a mock water coaster called Super Splash. If you're familiar with rides like Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld San Antonio, it's along the same lines, one of the shorter layouts. Pretty much just a dip and a main drop. And then next door...
Yeah, it feels like every amusement park has something like this. And Tusenfryd in Norway has it as well. So it honestly... So far, Tusenfryd seems as good as many amusement parks I've been to in the United States. It's just as good and even has a couple of things extra that I haven't seen.
Or as Ragnarok, which is the park's rapids. There's a ton of props as you're going along this layout. You pass through a large cave and then into a massive whirlpool section where you inevitably end in a serpent's mouth.
Yes.
Really, really cool.
You go inside that serpent's mouth in the ride. Oh, that is fantastic.
Absolutely one of those water rides that if you come here during the summer when it's open, you're going to want to do. And then the last water ride they have is actually towards the front of the park, and that's just the standard log flume. Yeah. So they're definitely covered within the water ride department, that's for sure.
Cool.
But going back to this Viking land, it is a dead end here, so after you do those rides, you are going to have to go back up the hill. The next section I'll cover is this whole western land. Definitely one of the smaller western-themed areas that we've seen at a European theme park. Because
I am impressed that there was even a western-themed part of the amusement park, like cowboys and stuff.
Because as I'm sure you know, European theme parks love having Old West areas.
I did not know that. I know that Norway says like Texas as in crazy or something. So, but I didn't know there was like cowboys and western themed parts of like an amusement park in Norway. Like a reference to some American history. Wow.
This is pretty much just one main street. You have some nice signs. There's a saloon. The main attraction here is a Vekoma Junior coaster. There's a bunch of these all over, but you're probably most familiar with Flight of the Hippogriff at the Universal Parks. It's an exact clone of that. Okay. Continuing around the park, next up is an attraction that I did not get to experience because it is very temperamental during wet weather. Okay. And that is a ride that has been nicknamed Teeny Weeny, and that is because it owns the record for being the smallest roller coaster in the world.
I feel like you have to go on this. Just because it's a record. It has the record for smallest roller coaster. For that reason alone, you have to go on it so you can tell your friends, you know, when I was in Norway, in Tusenfryd, I went on the smallest roller coaster in the world. You gotta be able to say that.
It's a kiddie coaster by SBF Visa, and as you can see, it is a literal oval. Yeah. I would have loved to have done that. It looks hilarious. Yeah. Also nearby is a massive Frisbee. You can see this from almost anywhere in the park.
This I have seen before. This is a popular ride in the United States. You see this a lot. So it's interesting. Norway has a lot of overlap as well.
It's huge, definitely one of the most popular rides here. Yeah. There's also a sky coaster all the way in the back. Yeah. That's located next to their new storm coaster. So this is the newest attraction here. It actually opened up earlier this year. It's a Gerstlauer invert with a swing launch. So it goes forwards and backwards through a couple different inversions. I got to do an exclusive...
It goes forward and backwards? Like, and are you upside down? Wait, this is very interesting. I hope he shows some video of this.
Construction tour of it when it was getting built, and it certainly looks impressive. It's nice to see another launch coaster in the park. Gives them something that hangs below the track, which they needed.
It does. It hangs below the track. That's awesome. Oh, I wish this had been running. This looks like amazing. This is one of the newer attractions at Tusenfryd.
As for the actual ride experience, I've heard mixed opinions. I've heard it's very intense, but I've also heard it's very rough, which I could see considering it is a prototype. So certainly an interesting addition here.
It's intense, but rough. Like a wooden coaster. Maybe it shakes you around a little bit. That's okay.
Looking forward to giving it a try whenever.
Unless it makes you sick or something.
Before I go back. The last main coaster that I haven't really mentioned yet is Lupin. This was the first roller coaster to open here at Tusenfryd. It's a Vekoma MK1200, super basic layout. It actually wasn't bad at all. It had one or two jolting moments, but other than that, it ran pretty good.
I actually feel like just so far, this amusement park is like perfect for me. I would be very happy with these rides. Now, I think there's certain people, especially Americans, who need to be on the world's tallest roller coaster or the third tallest roller coaster in the world. That's not me. And I feel like this park is kind of perfect for people like me.
And overall, when it comes to the roller coaster collection, I would say nothing here is like outstanding, but certainly the rides here are like good. You know, they're enjoyable. Yeah. And operationally, the crews were very fast. Despite it being almost a ghost town here, they were still running 2 trains on the attractions that can operate with 2 trains.
Wow, so that's another perk. Like, the amusement park isn't that crowded. I don't know if that's normal, but it sounds like if you like amusement parks, Tusenfryd, you can just have a blast. You can probably get on all the rides. It's almost like, it's not fun at American amusement parks when you have to wait in line for hours. you have to wait for hours for one ride sometimes. And it's not enjoyable, actually. That can kind of ruin the experience. So that's actually real nice to hear.
They did not have to do that at all, but they went above and beyond, and I was just really impressed.
Wow.
But getting back to Lupin, that and Speed Monster are part of this old 50s themed area, which is on the right side of the park. So in case you're keeping track, that's 2 sections of Tusenfryd themed to America.
Yeah, like, I'm so surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. Although, if I went to a Norwegian amusement park, I want it to be Norwegian. I don't necessarily need the American themed parts, but that's okay. I appreciate it as well.
I actually thought they did a pretty nice job here. I like how this stand that serves drinks is themed to Circle K.
It's a gas station. That's an American gas station. That's so funny.
Not a huge land, but most of these themed areas aren't very big, and that's because Tusenfryd is like a modest-sized park.
Okay.
Yes, it involves downhill and uphill walking, but in terms of land, it's not gigantic. But they certainly do a lot with what they have to work with. The park.
Yeah, and it seems like Tusenfryd is really, really great amusement park to take your family, to take your children. There's a lot of rides, like child rides, and the roller coasters. You could probably take like a young child on it, and they'd be okay as well.
Park was very clean. It's well kept. We literally saw the equivalent of a Roomba mowing the lawn.
What? This is the most Norwegian thing in this whole video. Is a robot mowing the grass?
Or picking up leaves or something. Never seen that at a theme park before, but hey, it's keeping it nice and tidy.
I have never seen this before. Maybe this is normal to Norwegians? This is like amazing technology? Somehow Norway is like 1,000 years in the future with robots cleaning up the park? And Americans are just like, what is going on? I've never seen this.
It was awesome. I think more parks should have things like that.
Yeah.
But all the employees we met were great. Most of them spoke English too, so if you're coming from a country other than Norway and you're worried about a communication barrier, everything was totally fine, at least when we went.
Yep.
Also, we had really good food when we were at Tusenfryd.
Oh.
We ate at the Explorers Society Cafe. It's towards the front of the park near Hurry Hurry. It's basically like a cafeteria-style food court.
Okay.
You get a plate and then you just put whatever you want on it.
Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, say no more. As an American, and I feel like a lot of Americans would agree with me, this is fantastic. We like our food. We like it, and it's just you go in and you just put whatever you want on your plate. Buffet. Fantastic.
We paid about $20 for everything, but there were multiple options, and everything was good. I mean, the food looked homemade. Not at all what you would picture from a normal theme park.
That's a really good point. I'm glad he pointed that out. In America, at amusement parks in America, the food is not good. It's not known for being good. It's not fresh. It's mass-produced in a hurry. So that's actually really special. It might not seem that special to Norwegians, but to Americans, good fresh food at a theme park, at an amusement park, that's special. Wow.
And also, because it was cold, you could get hot chocolate there, which was definitely appreciated.
Yes.
So to wrap things up, do I recommend Tusenfryd? Yeah, I had a good time here. And between the new coaster and all of the different attractions that I missed from the first time around, I certainly have plenty to look forward to whenever I do go back. But all that being said, I wouldn't say I'm in a huge rush. Like, there's still plenty of other parks in Europe that I would prioritize over Tusenfryd. But it seems like within the past few years, they've given this park some good investment. So I'm excited to see how it progresses in the future.
Yeah, well, if you're in Norway, this definitely seems like something you should give a chance if you have time, because it definitely looks like a lot of fun.
I certainly think the park has a lot of potential. The theming, when they do it, is pretty good.
Yeah.
They have a diverse collection of rides. But if you find yourself having to make some tough choices and you're looking at which countries in Europe you should visit for theme parks, unfortunately, I would probably recommend visiting some other places instead.
I think that's totally fair. Like, I don't think people travel to Norway to see an amusement park. People travel to Norway to see the amazing geography and the amazing cities and the sea and all of that kind of stuff that Norway is known for. But now that I know about this amusement park, I do think it's a very fun thing a lot of people should consider when in Norway as something to do for the day.
Like, even within the Nordic region, I prefer most of the parks in Denmark, as well as like Sweden or like Linnanmäki in Finland. Just because I think from an attraction standpoint, they have better offerings. But as far as like a mid-sized park goes, Tusenfryd is nice, and if you get the chance to check it out, be sure to let me know what you think.
Yeah, and it's also nice that it is so close to Oslo. Like, if you're staying in Oslo, it's so easy to get here and enjoy it.
Post all those thoughts down in the comments below, and if you're new to Coaster Studios, I'd love if you could subscribe. We do roller coaster.
All right, and there you have it, Tusenfryd. That was a great review. That was by Coaster Studios, and I gotta give that a like, because that was great. That was a great kind of recap. Man, Tusenfryd just seems like this super charming, super chill, nice amusement park. Perfect for someone like me. Like, I don't go to many amusement parks. I'm not the biggest amusement park fan in the world. And this seems like fun to me. This park seems perfect for me. And if you were going to bring your kids or your family, this is good. This is like, there's a lot of great things about Tusenfryd. Even though he had some criticisms, like compared to every amusement park on the planet, okay. But for being in Norway and having an amusement park, I think this is really nice. I actually really enjoyed learning about it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture and stuff in Norway that I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.